What's good, everyone? Hope everyone's having a awesome, fantastic Tuesday. We're just waiting for the guest through the veil. This will be the first paranormal interview I do on my YouTube and Kick. I'm just waiting for Through the Veil to pop up or Adventure with one of them or Adventure with Beth. This will be the first time I ever do a paranormal interview. Yeah, because all my streams will be on. Yeah, this one tally. This is my first. This will be my first paranormal interview I do with one of the another YouTuber. I'm streaming on YouTube and Kick. I'll put you as a mod when I end my live one tally. Yeah, because I still have to find a way to change my stream title as well on the Kick side. Okay. Yeah, have Sniffer type in my. Then I could put him if he wants to be a mod or VIP OG. I could put him as well. Yeah, 'cause they said only could put like the once they follow like the kick side. I could put you guys as mod VIP or OG because I know Snake Fair he deserve it. Okay, let me drop the link through the veil. Okay, guest copy and then paste. There's the link for the restream. Hope everyone's having an awesome Tuesday. We're just waiting for Through the Veil to pop up on the panel, and then we'll get the first paranormal interview. Yep, this will be my first time I ever do like a paranormal interview. Like I did a couple interviews before with a snake person, with a music person as well. Yep, awesome to do a first time doing a paranormal interview. Awesome to be live on this Tuesday as well. Hello.
Hey, I was like, how do I fix this?
Yeah, this is I'm on Restream. This is better than StreamYard.
Oh, okay, I'm good.
Um, how you want to do this? You
How?
may ask questions. You Yeah, because this is the first time I would do like the paranormal interview.
No, just ask away. If anybody else has any questions over there, I'm free to answer them. I could tell you about myself, and then you can go from there. However you want to do
Okay,
this.
I'll let you explain how did you started the paranormal.
Well, I kind of lucked into it whenever I was younger. I was gifted at the age of 5 of actually seeing and hearing spirits just as well as I hear and see normal people. So I've been kind of in this since I was younger. I didn't start up my YouTube channel until 2000, let's see, 2020. Yeah, I do believe. So yeah, I've been in it for, good Lord, 40 something years now.
Wow. What made you become a paranormal streamer?
Actually, it was my daughter. So she has a terminal illness, and she was really fascinated with, some good friends that we are now with, the Foremans. She's also, was interested in Patty and Omar and some of the, the bigger ones. And I told her, I said, I've been doing this since as a kid, and if this is something you want to do, let's go for it. And so here we are. And she's now my tech.
Nice. Yeah, because I think I met you. I think through I forgot where did I met you through
Myers, I do believe. Myers Paranormal.
Myers or through Jared.
Myers or Jared. Yeah, somewhere over there.
Yeah, because I still yeah, because I still have to get in touch with the other paranormal people or
Mhm.
Nub or one of them.
Yeah, I know Nubsy too.
I would like to get Omar on this. That'll be the first time I ever do Omar.
Yeah, well, you probably have to talk through. I think Amy is really familiar with Omar, knowing them personally. Now, with me, you would have like Paranormal Nightmare, Rocky and Josh Foreman, Jason Hall
Uh-huh.
with Taps. Yeah.
Yeah, because this like I was telling everyone, this is the first time I do a paranormal
Hmm.
interview.
Well, have fun.
Yeah, because I met so many like paranormal people on here.
Hmm. Well, I'm your human guinea pig, so just stab away.
Yeah,
Um,
if you know any more like I'm trying to trying to do like more paranormal people. Like I
mhm.
said, to reach out to like Nubs and them.
Right. There's quite a few other with nubs. I haven't gotten with anybody on my end because I've been kind of busy with a whole bunch of personal stuff. But I am going to get with that on for you. So yeah. So hopefully we can get some more people up here for you.
Yeah, but I
Um,
like to meet like so many like different people. Like I told Jared, I said Jared, one day I wanna I wanna have you up here because he supported me like he came up on my birthday stream because I did my birthday stream in March 31st.
awesome.
I was so glad to have Jared up on my panel as well.
Now, I done an investigation with Jared and Laura at the Old South Pittsburgh Hospital. Um, Pretty awesome getting to meet Jared and Laura. We also met Exploring with Bonnie. I do believe that was their channel. Got to meet quite a few people. I've collabed with Hensley Paranormal. I don't know if you know Hensley. Um, a few others in the Thai community that I'm trying to think who else I've actually. Dom with 13 Spirits. He came down. He's with Nubsy over there. I'm actually going to be moving closer to Nubs, so maybe I can get up with Nubs next.
Yeah, that would be nice having more paranormal people because you're like I was telling some of my community people like you're the first person I ever do a first paranormal interview with.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Anytime. I guess I guess the chat's quiet right now.
Yeah, I don't see anybody over there. Trying to see if there's anybody over on your YouTube side. I do
I
not.
have two people on the YouTube side.
Hagee is here.
Okay, I know. Hey, I know somebody else. And then hello, Hagee. Hagee, if you have any questions about paranormal, like ghost stories, or you could answer you could answer right away, Hagee. Because you're the second one here.
Right at it. I do have to leave out at 6, right? Yeah, I had to be
At
at my,
6.
yeah, at 6. So
Okay, probably this will be over by 5:30.
maybe not. Keep this going. But let's see. I can tell you about some of the equipment that we do use, that I use, other than myself. I mean, yourself is your first big equipment that you would want to use. Just as when we're amateurs and we like going to haunted houses and graveyards just to spook each other out, use your first instincts. Your gut instincts are always what you want to use. We do have REM pods. REM pods work off of static electricities in the body, or that spirits are putting off. They can touch a REM pod just as well as they can touch us, and it'll let out a beep. We can use that as yes or no answers. We also have motion sensor lights. Pretty much a spirit can just walk up to it. If it senses motion, it will go off. So we can use those as like a left answer and a right answer, just as well as like a dowsing rod session. If
Um, Erectile, this is Erectile. If you have questions about paranormal, you could ask through the veil. This is my first interview with through the veil. Okay, go finish talking.
okay, what I was saying is we do use motion sensor lights, which just as well as you and I, we walk up to them, the light will come on if it's dark. So we do use those. We find that a lot of times ghosts can manipulate those spirits, however you want to call them. I like calling them spirits because they're human to me, because I do see them that way. Light up the right for no, light up the left for yes, or just light it up to let us know you're here. We do use, I had an SB11, which is a spirit box, which, with an SB11, it actually uses AM, FM frequencies of your radio to scan them at certain speeds that a spirit can speak through. You can pick up spirit voice through those. SB7, right now I'm using a spirit box. Or you can go with like the download apps, but I'm kind of weird about the download apps, unless they are by a certain company, because they do use a voice bank. And what a voice bank pretty much is like, if you ever seen, and I don't know, like at Spencer's, they have like these nail boards that you can put your hand up against and you can see like your hand or your face, whatever those
Mhm.
things are. Spirit box works the same way. So if a spirit is saying a certain word, it can say, okay, I think this word is this, and it'll say it back to you. But if that's not what the spirit is saying, sometimes it can get a little confusing with those apps. So we do use those.
Wow. Yeah, because that's the first. That was the first time when on, like I went on your channel last night. That was the first time I ever heard that thing talk.
On the Necro we were using, right? Yeah, we were using the Necro and we were using the Ovilus. Yeah.
Oh my god, that was the first time I ever seen. I thought that was a real person at first.
No, it's one of the apps, and if you're using one of those apps, make sure you back it up with, like I said, the lights or REM pod or even a K2. And I really don't like the K2s because they can be manipulated, by static electricity in the air or just bumping one of them wrong. Back it up with one of those. If you get, did you say your name was Alan? Okay, show me on the light if you said your name is Alan. So the light would light up and you're like, okay, I know your name is Alan. And then you also got, you're speaking to an intelligent spirit because whether people believe it or not, there are malevolent spirits. You do have ethereals, you have human spirits, you have a lot that you can deal with out there. You could also be dealing with residual spirits. And that's pretty much an echo in time. That's something repeating itself over and over and over. So if you're dealing with something intelligent, then you can interact with each other. And once you're interacting with each other, you can get information on history, who they are, what they did, what the place was like that you're investigating. It's really great when you get an intelligent response.
That was like at first I got scared because I thought like I had a dream like the spirit was talking to me. Oh my gosh.
You would love to live in my world.
Nope, I won't.
Like I said, I've been seeing them, and everybody, thinks I'm crazy. And I thought really whenever I was first come to the scene and I thought I had something, amazing because, I guess I was daft enough or just, hadn't been out there in YouTube community to think that no, I do not have something that's completely special. There are people that see and hear spirits just as well as I do. And, at first I thought, wow, I'm bringing something new to the table. I can prove that these people exist because, I've walked in people's, shops and stuff and see a man standing there and have them go and, can you talk to her to me? Do you hear me? Do you see me? And, I kind of thought nod my head that I do. And they'll give me their name and, tell them this. And I'm like, I'm reluctant at first, but whenever I do tell them, they're like, oh my goodness, that is my such and such, my dad, my father, my uncle. And I'm like, well, he wants me to let you know this. And that's how we usually get the ball rolling. I really like to help in the true crime community because I have helped in that, find missing people bodies, unfortunately, sometimes. But yeah.
Um, Latoya, if you have any paranormal or ghost, like I was saying, ghost stories, you could say in the chat. This is the first interview I do with through the Zelle. Like I'm streaming on Kick and YouTube at the same time. If you guys
Mhm.
have any questions on the Kick side, you guys could ask your questions as well.
Yeah, we are credited. I like. Did you get the magazine thing that I sent you that had the articles in
Yeah,
it?
so I still have to
Mhm.
check it out.
Okay. I've also worked with the Missouri State Police Department. I've had, several things with them that I've helped them also solve. So that's where my nick is really is with the true crime. But I like going to, these haunted locations. Not, I like the big ones because, one, they are pricey, but I just like it because you see it on TV or you've seen the history of it, and you're just like, hey, I'm gonna try this out and see what I see. Put up your own little investigation. But, I think really, whenever you're talking about spirits, I think the spirits that do not get a lot of traffic all the time and people bothering them all the time. I mean, if you think, You've been asked the same question for 150 years. Some people are going to get tired of asking, or, answering your questions. So some of these little places where spirits haven't been talked to, and they need that communication, or they just want to be around somebody, these little places, you're going to get a lot more interaction than you are some of these big commercial haunts. Even though some of the big commercial haunts, like I said, are interesting, like the prisons. I mean, who gets to go to the back walls of a prison and see how a prison actually, works, and see what the, back trails and the, cells and everything are like? That's cool on that end for me because I'm a history buff. But yeah, anyway.
Chat, if you guys have any questions, you guys can ask Latoya or E Reptiles or Hagee.
Ask me anything.
You guys can ask all your questions, all you guys want. Let me see. I'm trying to see if any. I don't know what else to say.
You want to know about my scariest thing that
Go
I've
ahead.
ever done? I
Go
said,
ahead.
you want. Okay. I'll give you the best and the scariest. Okay.
Mhm.
So the worst thing that I've ever had to deal with, whenever I was 15, and I was not yet doing the YouTube thing. And this is how I firmly believe in demonic entities. We had a house that we just had to move into. Back in the day, you really didn't have too many places you could go if you were under certain circumstances of not having much money. So this guy was like, hey, y'all can move in my house, but you got to clean it up. So we decided to move in the house, clean it up. And there's Myers.
Myers, great to see you, my brother.
Yay. So we decided to, there was this little bitty room. I remember in the back, it had old bed springs and stuff in it. And the back, the old wooden door was, kind of falling off of it. So my stepdad at the time, he was like, well, I'm just going to put this door back up here and make sure you kids don't get into it. I'm 14, 15. I can't remember. My brother's 5 years older than me. So, he's well over teenage, but put the door back up. And it started slowly in that house. It was like weird smells. I would be laying in my bed at night, and the top left of my mattress that was close to the wall would like move up just enough to move my shoulder. And I'm like, I don't know about all this. So my mom decides she's going to trade me beds one night. It almost flipped her completely out of bed. So she's like, okay, well, spirits exist. This might just be somebody you're not seeing. Let's just overlook it. Okay, we overlooked it until the chairs started doing their stacking up thing like you would see on the movie Poltergeist. They would just all scurry away from the table at once, all four of them. One or two would actually go on top of the other two. The kitchen, cabinets would come open. Something did attack my brother in his sleep one night, and he punched it. We could actually hear it hitting the wall. It did tear the posters on its way down. We do not know what that was. But what got me was I was home one day after school. No one was there, and I decided to lay down, the sofa, and I was going to take a nap after school. I'm tired. I'm laying there, and I'm just about asleep, but I see this big white cat on the back of the sofa, and I'm like, oh, cat! I love cats. I don't know how it got in here, but I'm going to pet it. I'm not stupid. I reach up to pet this cat, and its mouth opens wider than any cat could ever open its mouth. And at that moment, I was lifted 3 feet, probably off the couch, thrown across the living room floor. Before I could stand up, it already had me again, tossed me back toward the couch wall. I was trying to stand up and gain my balance and, trying to reach for the door when I could just feel it shaking me. And I finally get the door open and I roll out the door. Um, to me, that was a demonic spirit because it put fear in me. That could be no human spirit at all. So there's that bad experience. Things could happen like that. Just like recently, now here I got, my wrist broken. I was thrown at least 8 foot. That video is out there, guys, if you want to watch it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, things can go wrong. But then there's the good side, like when we were at Old South Pittsburgh Hospital, and the one that they call Nellie, I actually sat down and found out her name was Margaret Rose. Um, she had us all in tears. She made me cry because someone stole this little clown doll from her. And this is on our videos too. I actually take her by the arm, and you could hear her asking if, she could go with us to find it. And I take her by the arm, and I wish we would have a thermal camera so you could see that she was actually with me. But I've got this little old lady, she's gripping hold of my arm, and she's a spirit. And I walk her down the hall to the nursery, and we're looking. You can hear her communicating back with us, and we couldn't find it. So we took her back to her room and said, I'll do the best I can. If we don't find it, I'm going to buy you one. And that day, that morning when we woke up because we didn't find it, I actually went to the Goodwill and found her a little clown doll. And I wrote Margaret Rose on it. And I wrote, love TTVP on the bottom of it, and left it outside. And of course, Heather Wyman, who helps with investigations over there, she put it on her bed. So that's the good part of the paranormal. I love helping spirits if I can. It's awesome. There's
Um,
T.I.
Try vlogs. If you have any questions about ghost stories or paranormal interviews, you could ask through the veil. And Cole, what up, Cole? I'm doing great. Try. This is my first interview I did with Through the Veil.
Yeah, like Myers is saying, this is why we give major warnings about the paranormal, because there is some stuff out there that just might sneak up on you. It can be crazy times.
Wow. I might have to watch that video.
Yeah, it's out there. It's called When Paranormal Goes Wrong is the one where I get thrown. Um, we actually went back out there the next day because it's sand. You can see where I set the K2 meter down, and you can see my footprints. And then you can see where there's no footprints, and then you see a butt mark in the sand. So we marked that off, and there's a picture of it in there, I do believe, where it's more than 8 feet. I know I say 3 feet whenever I'm thrown because I'm sitting there shaking, and you see the camera and me stuttering, and I'm visibly shaking. Of course I just got line backed across the field, but yeah, that stuff is crazy. It's on there. It's called When Paranormal Goes Wrong, and I actually broke my wrist to the point that I almost needed surgery on it. And then the other one is with Margaret Rose. It's I think it's called Walking with a Spirit, Old Pittsburgh South Hospital. I don't really know off the top of my head. It's one of those in Old South.
We are all energizers, and the world is related to all connected energies. Right,
Mm.
Try? Wow. Myers, if you have any questions for Nicole, I'll let you. Since you know more about paranormal, I'll let you answer in the chat as well, Myers.
Hmm. Yeah, we are all basically energy. I think the movie with the sharks best described it about the lightning in the bottle when they were talking about the brain. So whenever the soul, or however you want to say it, exits the body, that is energy. So in all rules of aspects, energy cannot be, created or destroyed. Uh, uh, well, it can be created, just can't be destroyed. It has to be transferable. So this energy is, constantly around us. It is in the trees. It is, in the ground, in the air, I mean, everywhere that we are. It's always a constant energy. And what I found out recently, and this everybody's going to go, oh my God. So I just told you I see spirits and I talk to them. But whenever has anybody ever like got a hold of an EVP saying like they wanted bacon, or they wanted rum or something like that? Um, I actually found out spirits do eat, but they could, it's like a sin, sort of, kind of, if you want to go down that road. But it's only energy food. Our bodies need energy food to keep going. So do they can use the batteries, in our camcorders or our gear. They can feed the energy off us. But a really easy way is energy food. Nuts, corn, anything like that you can give them. They literally, and I have watched a spirit take the energy from the food. I mean, the food wasn't moving, but you could see the energy coming off the food into that spirit. It was amazing to me. I wish I could give somebody my eyes and things that I get to see and understand with spirits. So yeah, to keep them from munching off you or your equipment, just bring some earth-based stuff that they could eat. You know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, try. It's just a few, only few people who are more sensitive can see the presence.
Hmm. Yeah. My tech, my daughter, she's my empath, my sensitive. Um, and I don't proclaim it. I don't know how to put it out there. People say that I'm a psychic medium. People say I'm a spiritual medium. I don't know. I actually had to look it up. I just know what I can do and what I have done all my years. Um, but my daughter helps me as far as, I could be overwhelmed with feelings. Sometimes, I've got out of the car and just, crying. I get overwhelmed with feelings, but sometimes she can help me decipher between those feelings, and she can say this is not a place you will not want to be, and I go with her gut instinct. I might be overwhelmed with the feelings coming off the spirits, but she gets that energy of the area, and that is so helping to someone like me.
Um, DJ, you have to. I got somebody else in the background.
Okay.
Yeah, you can stay up. Hey, DJ.
Yeah,
DJ, I'm interviewing through the
uh,
bell.
I didn't know. Sorry about that.
Hey,
If you
DJ.
have okay, you can
Uh,
stay, DJ. If you have any questions about ghost stories or paranormal, you could ask her.
okay.
So yeah, I mean, there are so many different aspects. I mean, like I said, you have your empaths, your sensitives, you have your clairvoyant people, you have, just your plain old psychic people. Everybody helps everybody. I don't know why one person wants to go to one kind of thing and say, I'm this. Okay, you can foresee things and you also feel things. That is wonderful because you can foresee into things and know what happened in this area, and you can get the feelings from that. Sometimes those people can actually touch things and see things that this person used to have this. There's so many different aspects to people that can read energies or see energies.
Hmm. What up, Kurt Cobain's on the kick side? How you doing? A legend right there. A partner streamer. Appreciate you, Kurt Cobain's. If you have any questions about paranormal, you can ask in the chat, Kurt Cobain's.
Hello, Kurt. So yeah, I don't know what anybody really wants to do. I could just keep gibbering about places.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's been some interesting things. I can knock out Bobby Mackey's really quickly. I did not find anything. I'm putting the parenthesis quotes above my head when I say demons in Bobby Mackey's. Um, there, Johanna is there. She wants books, by the way. If anybody goes to Bobby Mackey's, I mean, let's not put a library of books in there, but she does like books. So, let's, take a book, give a book kind of thing. Johanna is there. She likes books. Bobby Mackey's first wife does hang out in the room where the vault is. Usually she is sitting in there with a man named Phil. Um, the first day she did not want to talk to me, the first time we went. Now the next year that we went, she was ready to talk to me. She called me the lady with the dark hair. So we actually sit down and talked with her. Um, in the basement, there are is quite a few. I don't know if they're poker players or what they are, but they hang out in that back room where the table is, and they've got like the kids stuff. There is quite a few back there. It's like a party going on. There is one guy, and I don't know if he's made his way back there, but he thought he was going to follow me home. He actually did put a fracture in my neck, another one of those stories. How he reached into my neck, I don't know, but you can actually see me on the video. And I dropped to my knees, and I'm almost in tears because if you've ever had a bad spinal tap or anything go wrong, with your spine, it was painful. And I just, to this day, I can't move my neck a certain way because it still hurts me from Bobby Mackey's. So only thing I have seen and dealt with there is just, I call him the Aho spirit. Ed is there. And just those, Johanna's there and Bobby Mackey's wife and Phil. I haven't run into anything at the well. Of course, now when you do bring things into a location, people are bringing in, Ouija boards, and, they're doing their own thing at the well to hell, whatever you want to call it, which was actually an intake from the river for the distillery. Not too sure how this legend got started, but Pearl Bryant, they actually got pulled over in front of that distillery. It wasn't even Bobby Mackey's yet, and her body was later found somewhere else. So I don't know how her head even got established in Bobby Mackey's.
Great to see you, 312 Paranormal, first timer.
Steve.
I might have to get them up here next.
Yeah, get Steve up there. You'll have a blast with Steve. But yeah, I've been in some interesting places. At the prisons, I get called a name because, I am a female behind prison walls. That's quite interesting. Um, yeah, there's a lot of places. It's pretty interesting. I just, I didn't know what anybody wanted to hear. Um, I actually, have helped a few people online. I guess my greatest one would be Manny. Would be with Geno's Tarantulas and Sinister RP. Great people. Sinister does the Dark World series. If you like, I don't know what you call it. It's not like Yu-Gi-Oh or anything like that. Um, they do draw for Dragon Ball Z, but he's got a really cool thing called Dark World. But they were having problems in their home, and I just got with them one night, and I was like, let me see if I can see or, listen or see what your problem is. So they set up cameras or in their office. They got all the furniture pulled out of there. And I'm just listening. And they're sitting quietly, but I hear pace, pace, pace. This guy is just pacing back and forth. And I was like, you don't hear anything over there? She's like, no, I don't hear anything. I said, well, tilt the camera up a little bit so I can see. And then I could see whenever they moved, he was pacing in the left-hand corner of the screen. I said, you have a guy, he's pacing back and forth. I said, can you ask him what he wants for me? I mean, if he can even hear me. And, they asked, and I'm sitting there listening. I said, a chair. Did you take a chair out of that room? And she's like, well, yeah, we took that out of here when we moved out of here, and it's over in the other room. And I was like, well, if you put the chair back in there, I believe he will be fine. And, they went and got the chair and they put it back in there, and I could just watch him sit down, and he was just, he was just at ease. He quit pacing. And I done a little reading for Manny. It's over there on my channel too. It's called The Chair. It might not even be out. I might have taken that one down, but that kind of help to the spirits for me is amazing. I like to help spirits that way in case they want something or need something. I'm that voice for them.
Wow. Steve, if you have any questions, since you're another paranormal, you can ask in the chat. Well,
I think Steve knows all about me. Go ahead and hit me one, Steve.
yeah,
Steve might go. What's up?
that's the first time I see him in the chat. I guess Myers or one of you guys shared it out. Appreciate you for stopping by, Steve.
I kind of told everybody when I was on last night that you were having it over here. Got everybody over to your channel. I think you have actually have a couple of new people that subscribe to you probably over here.
I didn't
So
even
yeah, go check out
I
Dexter.
didn't even check my email. I know my email is all full. Yeah, because I got like so many like Kick notifications as well on my email.
Yeah,
Yeah, Kick is another streaming platform. Steve,
yeah. Steve knows some of the bad stuff too about some paranormal. He had one here recently.
I might have to get you up next, Steve.
Yeah, this spirit tried to overtake him. I mean, he said, he would start apologizing to us. I was like, don't apologize to us. We know what's going on. It's just making him angry. And he just wanted to, pretty much rip down everything that was there. And I think actually, Haunted by Haunted, which is Mark, which goes with Steve. I think he was ready to take out, poor Mark too at the time. I mean, you could just see the anger in him and, how he was acting and just, yeah, spirits are no joke. I mean, if you go in unprotected, when I say unprotected, I don't care if you're Buddhist, Indian, Hades, I don't, whatever, just something that you firmly believe in so that the spirits know that you have some sort of faith, you have some sort of protection, crystals, anything, to use because anything can happen at any given point, especially when you have a spirit that's angry. And I always say, and please write this down if anybody's listening, never ask a spirit, when did you die?
Oh my god.
A lot of them, a lot of them do not know. And if you have a spirit that goes, oh my God, I'm dead, that leads to confusion, that leads to anger, that leads to now what am I going to do? And then they're confused. And then you have a really confused, angry spirit on your hands and you don't know how to deal with them. So it's best just to, treat them how you would do, your grandmother, like walking into her house, hi, I'm such and such. How are you? What is your name? And how are you doing today? Leave it at the, bare minimums of just introducing yourself, getting to know that person. Never ask them that.
Wow.
Hmm. A lot of people they make that mistake, and then they have an angry spirit either in your house or following you around because they think that you can help them out.
I'll drop the link in case Steve or Mars what you guys want to pop up on the piano.
Come on, Steve.
Yeah, come on, Steve. I heard you're a good paranormal person. Yeah, I might talk to the Pitts. I know there's people from Pittsburgh, like they do paranormal outside of like cemeteries. I forgot what's it called.
Mm, trying to think who you're talking about, but yeah, Steve's from up there in PA.
I'm from PA as well. Wow.
Hmm.
There's the link for Steve or Myers in case you guys want to pop up on the panel.
Yeah, come on up here. But we'll share stories and
Yeah,
see if somebody.
I want to hear more about your stories too, Steve and Myers. I like to have Steve up on the panel. This be my first time I meet Steve. Like I met Myers through Jared King TV.
Yeah, Steve and Haunted by Haunted. Mark, really good guys. Of course, in Steve's group, you have Frank, which is part of Three Souls. Um, I guess you would really call Haunted by Haunted part of Three Souls too, even though he still goes by his Haunted by Haunted. He's part of Three Souls.
I like to have them up on the panel. This will be my first time ever do it. Like with Steve as well.
Hmm.
I'll let you get in touch with them.
All right, I'll get a hold of Steve. If Steve is still speaking to me over there, I don't see where Steve even actually went.
Yeah, if you have more questions for Nick, for through the veil, I mean Nicole, you guys could ask. You guys can ask
Yeah,
questions in the chat.
anything and everything. It don't matter. I'll answer anything. I've been asked some really weird questions in my life, but
Yeah,
I
I
had a lot of
definitely.
people ask me,
You're definitely
well,
like Restream. Yeah, because on the
I've had,
Restream you don't have to even worry about the free 20 hours. They said you can stream all you want on here.
yeah, I'll probably end up doing that because I just now took off. I'm not paying for the stream yards anymore.
Yeah, you could stream from here. Like me, I'm doing YouTube and Kick. They said you could stream from Facebook as well with this.
Hmm.
Like you could stream through like so many you could stream through Instagram as well. Like I'm streaming like I don't use the OBS. I just stream directly off my Xbox.
Right, you're not getting an echo back from me, are you?
No.
Okay.
If you have any questions in the chat, you guys can answer it. I know there's two people in the chat. Probably Steve or Myers.
I think Myers and Amari know me. Go ahead, ask anything.
Yeah, Myers. Ask Nicole anything.
I know somebody was talking about energies a while ago, and I have a great one for you. And I didn't even know this until I actually spoke to a spirit nun, and she was highly confused, being a nun of all things. Whenever she passed, but she said that she did go to the other side. And we all hear about, children being born with abilities beyond their age, like they can play Beethoven at age 4, or they're able to recall another person's past or something like that. What this nun told me, you have this whole river of life thing that everybody believes in if you're Christian or one of those types. But there is this river, and within this river are these balls of energy. And these balls of energy are touching each other. Okay. So whenever, that ball of energy is picked up and it's re-put back out as a human form, you can actually have the energies, a part of energies of those other forms of energies that you're rubbing up against. And that's how these children have extra abilities and know past from other people, if that is interesting enough. I know it kind of contradicts a lot of people, and I don't try to get into Christianity too much, even though I am Catholic. People believe in the pearly gates and the golden streets and all that stuff. But anyway, we'll get into that. Apparently, by this nun is telling me that reincarnation is real, and I was like, what? Yeah, change my aspect on a lot of things. um, I do know that there are other animals such as puckwedgies, fairies. Um, I've actually seen a fairy. I have a fairy, just saying. I recently have started seeing the Dogman. I have not seen Bigfoot for some reason, but I have experienced Dogman. That's more on your cryptid side if you haven't talked to any cryptid people yet. But it's all paranormal. So when we speak of paranormal, it's everything unexplained: UFOs, cryptids, spirits, everything.
Wow. Chad, if you have more questions, you guys could ask her. Or not, probably she might ask us more. 'Cause I know there's
Yeah,
three people in here.
yeah, all three. Yeah, usually us paranormal people, we're not kicking this time of day, but
Try or call
yeah.
or Reptiles or Hagee. If you have more questions, you guys could ask her.
Hmm.
She still got
If you
time.
want to,
She still got until 6 o'clock.
yeah.
4:51.
I mean, if you want to know what spirits do, why they meander, a lot of spirits are not in the same Um, Energy field as other spirits, how do I tell a spirit is from a certain energy
And
place is
my question is, how can you tell if a spirit is real or not real?
I was getting ready to answer
Okay.
that. So to me, a spirit is a spirit. Sometimes I have the confusion sometimes, and I have had this incident where I was standing in somebody's yard and I seen a man in orange uniform. You think orange uniform, you think prison, okay? And I was thinking this dude maybe just broke out from prison because he looked at me and he started running down the street. So I went in the house, these people I was staying with. I was like, do you know anything about anybody, breaking loose from the prison or anything like that? Because there was a convict out here in the road running down the road. Of course, there wasn't anything, and everybody looked all over town, didn't see this guy. Another incident that I could not tell between the two is I was actually driving down the interstate. Interstates are horrible for me, guys. If you ever want to know why Vale does not like to drive, this is a reason why. I'm driving down the interstate and I see a mother and a young child, just young enough that he can hold on to her hand, and they're walking down the interstate. So I pull over and I'm nice enough to give a mother and a child a ride. I had my son with me. My son does not see things, he senses things like my daughter. And he says, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm going to get this lady and this kid a ride." And he said, "What lady?" Never mind. But those are only two times that I really couldn't tell. Most of the time, they're just a little more opaque than people. And the clothing is how I tell. I can tell the period that they were in. So when someone's saying, how do you know who you're speaking to? Well, it looks like they have 70 bell bottoms on and the ugliest shirt that I have ever seen. Um, it is in color. They're just opaque to me. Whenever I seen the pilgrims from Plymouth, I thought, the little black and white habits, how we see in school. No, these people were haggly looking. They didn't have their hair brushed. They looked like they were wearing bed sheets. They had no shoes. The men's pants, I mean, they were just look like thrown together sewed knickers. I mean, some of them had worn out like boots, looked like them 80 leather boots, but they had holes all in them. Long white drabby looking shirts. They looked nothing like you did at school. So
Wow.
that's how I tell the difference between spirits.
I've never seen a real spirit before. Oh my gosh. Wow.
I see them everywhere. Walmart, oh my God. Target. Churches, believe it or not, are the worst place to see spirits because I think they all go back to what's familiar to them. Believe it or not, cemeteries are not a real place to find spirits. You find spirits visiting other people. You might find those people that don't realize that they're gone and it's just some routine thing, or they're going to see their wife or their child or something like that. Normally, I find the spirit goes to where they're familiar at. They go home, or they like being in church, so they go to church, or they like shopping at Walmart. So I'm going to go to Walmart, or they follow somebody in that they know from Walmart. Um, yeah, you see, especially, like accidents on the interstate. And this is why I said when people don't understand they're gone, they don't understand that they're gone, especially if it happened quickly. I see a lot on the interstates. When I was a paramedic and I actually watched in person a spirit leave somebody's body and then stand and look at me like it was in some kind of movie, that was weird. I quit being a paramedic after a few of those. It's like, no, I can't handle this. I'll deal with you afterwards, not during.
Wow.
And that's what I was saying. I thought I was bringing something really unique when I started. And I understand that there are people out there that, do hear and see them just as well, which is pretty. I mean, I don't know how y'all deal with it. I barely do. It's just like sometimes I have to ignore people. Um, Hope it's not a real person. It's just like, don't talk to me today, spirits. They wake me up at night. I've had 3 Mexicans waking me up one time singing Christmas carols for what, almost a week. Didn't know what they wanted. They was just in my room singing drunk Mexican Christmas carols. And I don't mean anything against anybody, but these guys were driving me nuts. I'm like, just go away. I want to sleep.
Right?
Or I'll get a spirit, that'll come to me. And the only thing, he is familiar with is trying to tell me song lyrics to try to get a message across to somebody. And I'm like, okay, just give me a few words. And he'll give me a few words. And then next day I'm over here on YouTube at 4 o'clock in the morning, Googling some Elton John song that means something to somebody. And I'm like, okay, give me your name and I'll put it out there on Facebook. And I have done this a few times because I'm, maybe be able to reach somebody. Do you know a Tom Hall that you and Elton John's music, have this song and familiar with? Did he pass between this time and this time? And they'll be like, yeah. Okay, I need to talk to you because his fool won't let me sleep. Yeah.
Chat, if you have more questions, you guys could ask her. I was scrolling down my emails. I got a lot of emails.
You're up probably asking, you got this crazy chick. I think she needs to be in a medic science board somewhere. I am 100 legit, people. I would not BS you or anything. I tell people that whenever they ask for my help. It's like, I'll just give it to you straightforward. If I don't know, I don't know. If I do know, I will give you the best answer I can.
I guess the chat's quiet.
Yeah. I think another good one that you can go and watch, and you was talking about spirit voices. It's a short, and it's actually on my shorts. It is a North Carolina soldier at Bentonville Battlefield. And we are using an app that actually has the words that are supposed to be backwards. So everything that is being said on this short that I made is forward speaking. I mean, in the app, it was nothing but backwards, but whenever he was speaking, it was forward. And he says that his name is Ed. And he's sitting there and he's telling me about his life. And it's really weird. And I never give anybody my full name. Whenever I'm introducing myself to spirits, I tell them my name is Nicole. My name is Amy Nicole. So it was weird to me whenever he's talking back to me and he says, "How are you, Amy?" And I'm just like, okay, that's different. But he was sitting there and he's talking about this guy that's sitting next to him. And I guess his leg had been blown off and he's sitting there, it's over there bleeding and he's sitting on it. You can hear his Louisiana Cajun accent in his voice. It is amazing. And I'm surprised that video did not blow up, that we caught that on the battlefield. And you can just hear him talking about his life. I was amazed. I mean, I got cold chills, with that little bit of a EVP thing that we had going on. It was amazing.
Wow. I might have to watch some of your shorts soon.
Yeah. There is a short there where we're on the covered bridge here in North Carolina. And I let it play for a minute and then I give you a ding ding noise so you know what to look for. There's a spirit boy that runs between me and Adventures with Beth. He just runs right between us. You can see him run.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So if you've never seen a spirit, that one was caught very well. There's another one in there. It's kind of hard to see unless you really got the white turned up on your videos. But there is a little short. I would say it was a cat, a spirit, because we were on Hensley Paranormal's Paraween, and I'm doing EVP session or dowsing rod session. I can't remember which one I was doing. But this, you can see it at my feet. It runs across my feet and over behind a tombstone, and it's a black smoky blur. But you can tell it's not physical because it's just a black blur, and it does have like some wisp off of it. But that was really cool to see it, and I kind of try to pan down in the video so you can watch that run by.
Wow. I might definitely have to watch your shorts.
There's another video in there. I don't know the name of it. It was helping a spirit, and I called it the Chainsaw Massacre House because it was just a really old, creepy house that looked like a chainsaw house. We had done several investigations down there. We were trying to get to the main thing of why these spirits were in here, and we found out that someone had actually went in there and murdered these people. Um, and people say, well, why don't spirits just walk through walls and do this? Well, sometimes they don't know. And I have a little girl, and there's several still shots that you can see her cowered up against the back wall. The whole back of the house is pretty much fell, so she didn't know how to get down because that whole room part was missing. So I'm standing there and I'm talking to her, and I go around the wall and I get where I can see her more, and just offering that help. Here, I'll help you down, even though I know she can do it herself. I just give her that offer. And you can actually, my hair is pinned up, so it's not me. You can watch her long hair dangle in the shadows off the side of the broken wall. And then you can actually see her physically coming down as I got my hands held up trying to help her out.
Wow.
It's right there.
Oh my gosh, I might definitely have to watch it.
I'll have to send you all these videos. It's this one and this one,
You're
and
right. You might have to.
there is some cool stuff in there. I mean, just my channel alone, everybody says, well, you can't catch something all the time. It is true. And a lot of stuff we do not catch. I mean, sometimes we have some yawners. Out here at the battlefield every night, all we have was, lights going off. The ones that I actually have caught something, or, I've, picked these one out, especially to put up on YouTube. We do have some drabbers that I just don't put anything out there. So yeah, there are a lot of times we do not get anything, but these times that we do get something extra extraordinary, I probably put them out there. Yeah, unless it just happens to be alive and we're there. I'm sorry if it's boring, but sometimes paranormal is boring. And I tell you, spirits don't act on command. People do not act on command. If you're gonna tell me, and I'm in a bad mood, I need you to walk over there and do that, please. I don't feel like it. And that's how spirits are. They all were human at one time. They still have human abilities of thinking. It's just they don't want to be bothered. They don't want to be bothered. They don't want to do something. They're not going to do something. And if you go in there and provoking, guys, there's good provoking, and then there's oh my god. Do not do the bad provoking. You can push a spirit a little bit by saying, if you would go over here, it would be nice if you would, because I'm tired of sitting here. Every once in a while, you might get something. But if you want to go in there and start cursing and hollering and screaming and, D-Rock dog, the spirit, they're going to get angry and they're not going to, listen to you at all. And then again, you might end up in a situation you don't want to because you're in a bad spirit. But yeah, sometimes real paranormal can be boring. It's not all oohs and ahs and ooh. Yeah, it just don't happen that way.
Yep. Well, we've been live for 1 hour and 4 minutes. Wow.
We're still here.
Yep, we're still here in chat. If you guys have more questions, if you guys lurking, you guys can ask questions as well. If you guys on the
Otherwise, I'm just babbling.
if you guys on the kick side, you guys can ask her questions as well.
Mm-hmm.
You guys can ask all the questions you guys want.
Anything from haunted dolls to haunted objects. How do spirits get in haunted objects? There's your good one. So I have a doll here, or well, William wasn't a doll, but now he's become a little more familiar with people, and I've let him out. So he has removed himself from the doll and actually become a free floating normal self around here. Usually spirits do attach themselves to something familiar. In William's case, um, he said that, in the Revolutionary War, I kind of figured him around Civil War. Maybe he's losing his bonkers a little bit. If you're in the William, I'm sorry. Um, but he said that, whenever he was shot and he was trying to get this little girl's attention for help, he scared her because this is somebody she don't know. This man's walking up on her. I don't know how much he's bleeding, but she runs off. Hey, Sage.
What
But
up,
she
Sage?
she runs off, and apparently he dies on the doll. Um, so apparently, his blood is within the stall. His energy is there. So he kind of latches onto that. New spirit. I'm scared. I'm just going to stay right here, and that's kind of what he has done. Um, Sometimes, spirits in other ways. With tragic deaths, they will stay in one area until they have figured things out. So that's how you get attachments with spirits. It's not so much that they're moving into objects, unless you're like Annabelle, and that is not a human spirit. That is, we all know something else. Those things can be manipulated, not necessarily haunted.
Sage, if you have any questions about paranormal or ghost stories, you could ask in the chat.
Yes, ask away.
Yeah, just ask away.
No question is a dumb question, is what I always say. And if I don't know, I don't know. If I do know, I'll answer. But yeah, I've been doing paranormal for 40 some odd years now.
Wow.
hmm I thought it was really cool when I first knew I could see things. I was probably, like I said, I was around 5, and we lived in this old farmhouse. And at 5 years old, you don't think nothing about it. This old man coming talking to you at nighttime. He would sit on the edge of my bed, and he would tell me about, the farm and how to do a farm. And he'd tell me about, the the quail and stuff that, he raised in the back field, and where the quail holes were, and how to feed the quail. And me, I tell my mother all these stories, which she has a coronary. She has me sleep with my dad that night, and she sleeps in my bed. And she said, the next morning, she's like, "Oh no, we're leaving." I was like, "Leaving? Why?" I said, "Did you see him?" She's like, "I didn't see him, but I felt cobwebs across my face."
Wow.
So my mom did not like the idea that apparently this old man had touched her, um, realizing it wasn't me to begin with. But yeah, she became more open to it, especially like at holidays at my grandmother's house. That there was more people there than what were supposed to be there. I'm asking, well, who's this person? I give them, mom, their name. They're like, why are you seeing that person? They've been dead for 20 years. They're here. you know, Over the years, she just got used to it, and my friends never did. I was pretty much the outcast at school because, who wants the weird kid that sees ghosts, lurking around? But yeah, I had an interesting life.
Wow.
But I can say I always learned something from one spirit or another. So that's interesting.
Yeah. Sage, if you have any questions, just ask away. She got another hour to go. Another hour to go. 35:10.
A few more minutes anyway. I mean, if no one else comes on.
Yep. There's no one else. Come on. I'll end it. Yeah, 'cause we've been live for 1 hour and 10 minutes already.
Right. And if you see this afterwards and you want to come to me with something, let's say, you know, and I've had people ask me this, and it's fine to ask me, um, could you speak to my grandmother? One thing I would ask you for is a picture of her so I can connect to her. Either a number one, I will, or number two, I am not going to get nothing. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So you can come and ask me these questions. If someone is missing, can you help me? Through vparanormal@gmail.com. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Twitter. If you have any kind of questions or if you need help in any way, don't be afraid to ask me. The least I can say is I can't get a hold of them, but I'm going to try.
Mm. Is there anyone to drop her? Is there any mods to drop her link in the chat?
I think I can drop my own link. I might have it. Well, let's see what I can do.
Make sure you guys check out Through the Veil on YouTube, guys.
Oh, well, you might want to shut that door then. I didn't know they were going to be that early.
It's actually not that early. It's 5 o'clock.
Okay.
They left at 2 o'clock.
All right. I'm getting over here. I'm getting my link for you.
Latoya, make sure you check out Through the Veil. She's a very great person. I heard that's what that was from Jared King TV. Crew, if you have okay, crew, if you have any questions about since you're here, if you have any questions about ghost stories or paranormal, at
Yes, ask away. I'm just over here trying to get my link for you.
it's a good take your time. I know crew just got here. 7th like already. Let's go. Yeah, 'cause I can't even drop it.
Oh, I've got you.
Yeah, crew, if you have anything about like ghost stories, ask away, or about any stuff about paranormal, ask away. Nicole is a nice lady. That's what I heard from Myers. A lot of people, even from Jared King TV. I told him this. I talked to Jared King TV. He said, I said this is the first time I do a first paranormal. Okay. Wow, Hagee, we went fishing in a row boat this morning with my German Shepherd. She jumped into the water, gave fish. LOL. Gotta give her a bath. And appreciate you, Hagee. Guys, there's Through the Veil's link right there. If you guys haven't clicked on that link, check her channel out. You guys will hear the spirit. If you guys watched her live from last night, you guys will hear that spirit. Yo,
And,
Frank. Yes,
and like
I just crew. I checked it out yesterday. Not yesterday. I forgot what day was it. Yo, Frank, if you have any, if you have anything about paranormal, ask away, Frank. Yeah, Frank.
yeah, if you want to hear a really great EVP from a spirit, check out the shorts about the spirit speaking from the Bentonville battlefield. That is really great. It's supposed to be backward speaking app, and this guy's actually speaking forward. You can hear his Cajun accent. He's talking about the guy bleeding and everything.
Frank, This is my first paranormal interview I do Through the Veil on YouTube, Frank. Yeah, crew. I checked them out the one day. I might have to watch their shorts more.
Yeah, I'm gonna start up ParaShare this Friday too. So since Twin Paranormal is new to me, I'll probably host Twin Paranormal over there too. I usually, put up like 10-minute videos, and then I like plaster your links in. That way we can get new traffic to new channels and stuff. I do that on Fridays.
Wow. So, wow, that's wow. I'm just wow. Hey, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm just now reading that right now. See that through the bell?
Mhm. I'm reading it. Well, animals, they see differently than we do, and I very well and dogs, cats, yes, they probably are seeing, spirits. Um, yeah, it usually takes a while for a spirit. If anytime I'm contacting a spirit, I tell people, give a spirit a good 6, 7 months to kind of figure things out because they do get really confused. Um, yeah, I don't want to get too much into it, but yeah, it's pretty cool. If you can just get one of those, I would say for beginners, necrophonics is really easy to understand. Of course, my go-to would be like an SB11 or SB7 or even a spirit box that has the radio stations playing in reverse. That way, if you do have words coming through, they are going toward you. It's because you'll understand it. Otherwise, it's just static, and then you'll hear something like hello or something like that just comes through there, and you're like, okay, they're speaking to me, and you can say hello back, and that's who they are.
Twin Paranormals on YouTube got so much shit I've ever seen. Downright awesome. Wow. Yeah, crew. If you got more questions, ask away before her time is up. I'll try to keep her up more.
So you got a spirit running around your house at night. They keep messing with you.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
you just have to say, hey, I have a sleeping schedule and you can bother me during the waking hours at nighttime. This is my time. If you really need me before then, ask me before I go to bed. Of course, if you live in a house like this one, we got two younger spirits, Ollie and William, who are messing with the phones, the tablets, which I learned to put on Oliver cartoons so he leaves everything alone at nighttime. We do have a couple of pacers. One likes to mess with the TVs, and one just likes, mess with my door. Um, we have spirits in the yard because we live here on, well, people I'm living with live on the battlefield. So there are spirits out here. Um, but yeah, you get spirits all the time.
I never seen those spirits. Oh my gosh.
I could say sometimes I get tired of seeing spirits.
If I see a spirit pop up, oh my, I might jump up.
Do not show fear. That's another.
I never seen a spirit before. Oh my gosh! Wow.
Well, if you're any place and you're doing any kind of little investigation, or if you're just trying to find out, this creepy place is haunted, you want to see something to happen. Um, do not show fear at all because if it's not a human spirit and it happens to be something else, they feed on your fear. So what you're doing is you're just making them, bigger and more powerful. Um, I think if you watch a lot of these movies, they even, tell you, don't show it fear because you'll make something. I don't like using the word demonic, but I
Do they
mean, that's what you want.
do they come to you because you are an expert, or are they already there, or and we can't see or hear them? That's from Hagee.
They come to you because you're an expert. Oh, they're already there. I just happen to be able to see them. Um, what I have learned, like I said, they're always there. If they, they probably have tried, a couple of people, and that they can't get across to some people. Hey, Parasolo, there's my daddy.
Is he another paranormal as well?
Yes, Parasolo is awesome.
Parasolo, if you want to, I'll drop the link. If you want to pop up on the panel, you can ask Nicole a lot of questions.
Yeah, but there's spirits around us everywhere, all day, all night. It doesn't have to be a certain time of day. They are this there, and some people are just gifted enough to hear them, see them, and sense them. Um, it really helps when there's certain times of the year when they call it the veil is the thinnest. That's why I call through the veil, because I can see through that veil. But sometimes when the veil is, the thinnest, and we're talking about, Sarah, Halloween, those kinds of times, whenever the veil is the thinnest, a lot of people that normally do not see spirits happen to have a chance of seeing them at times when the veil is thinnest, or it might be thin in certain places where there's portals or something like that is occurring. You'll have a better chance of seeing a spirit if you are not energetically gifted.
Wow. Yeah, Parasolo, that's the link right there. If you want to pop up on the panel, you can pop up as well.
Come on up here, Parasolo.
You might be the next one up on my panel. You and three souls. I like to get
Yeah, Paras.
to know. I like to get more of you guys. This is the first time I meet like Nicole on my panel. Like I think I met you through Jared King TV or through Myers Parasolo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I've done it on Parasolo too a couple of times. I'd be like, he's over there. I've done it to a couple of people, and some people I will ask first. Do you want to know if this person's over here? Because I think sometimes if you're doing an investigation and you've got someone in the background going, the person is to your left or sitting there in that chair, to go to that spot and start your investigation. And what you get from there is on you. I mean, sometimes that's when one that we call them the cat balls, the motion sensor balls will start going off, or, there's code spots in there or something. I like trying to help people if they want
That's
help.
a good question, crew. Are you able to see cat spirit? Because I have a cat. I don't have cats in my apartment right now, and I'm like singing a little white tail going across the room. Oh my gosh.
I have just recently, in the past 2 years, started seeing animal spirits. I went out of the Piggly Wiggly one day and got scared to death by a deer. That was a deer spirit. I was seeing chickens in Bobby Mackey's, and I have seen a cat spirit here in this house. I think there's actually two.
Mm-hmm.
He likes to rub up against my TV and it crackles and makes popping noises. So, yes, animals do have spirits.
Do spirits know what they are thinking, or only what you say out loud?
Yeah, only what you say out loud. Think of them as, I mean, they're humans. I mean, if you can't read what a person is thinking, they're not going to read what a person is thinking. They're humans, okay? Just because they're in spirit form does not change the fact that they were human at one time. So anything that you can do, they can do. But it takes a lot more energy for them to like push something, a lot easier for you to do it. It takes energy for them to do it. And they might be only do it once if they don't have enough energy. Um, they can speak. They do have, thought. That it is an energy, thing. We all have thought and thinking process. What is difficult for them, and if you think about with the human body, okay, so it takes, and I call it the meat suit. So it takes a voice box, and it takes a brain, and it takes all those human things to work. This is why a lot of people do not hear human voices or spirit voices, because they do not have that voice box. It's a energy thrown thing but whenever they throw it out, it still sounds human. It's just it don't have that voice box for it to sound like you're speaking to someone on the telephone. That's why we use these voice boxes and things to capture that or manipulate that voice so we can understand what it is. Same way with their thoughts. You know, it's an energy thought. And like I said at the beginning, like the movie, I think it was Deep Blue Sea, when he was talking about the energy in a bottle. Our brain has this flowing energy no matter what. So yes, they have thought, they have action. So anything that you can do, they can do. It just takes a little more for them.
Does smudging with sage make bad energies go away?
It does help. Yes. It releases some negative energy. Not just one good smudging is going to do it. And I really don't like smudging so much because of me, that I can see the spirits. And whenever you're smudging, you're pretty much taking like a chalk on a erase board and you're kind of wiping it. Yeah, it's still there. You can still see, the dust of the words that are still there, but you're wiping out all energies of that space. So if you have really good energies in that space, you're also taking them out too. And I don't like to do that. What I usually like to do with negative spirits is the power of energy music. With me, I'm Native American, so we do like the morning song or the drum song. There's a lot of negative energies that do not like certain sounds, so you can use singing bowls. Those work really well too. Um, but just as far as saging, you're just going to kind of mute the energy. It's not going to drive them completely out. And for God's sakes, if that's what you are doing, open the windows so the energy has places to go. Otherwise, you're just having them bounce around in your house. Open doors, open the windows, and yeah, you can kind of move it around. Use some salt if you want to get rid of some really bad energy. Make sure you do it in a counterclockwise. Make sure all your windows are open when you do so. But that salt is also used with the singing bowls, prayer, and stuff like that. So
I
yeah.
wondered if spirits can see colors like we can, or how they feeling.
I wonder if spirits can see color like we can, or how. Oh yeah, spirits have feelings. That's a good question. I do not know that they see color. Because of the eyes. I will have to ask. That will be a new one. Thank you, Parasolo. I will ask them if they see colors. But I do know they have feelings, because whenever you're feeling something, you are projecting that energy. I can feel when a spirit is sad, or I can feel when a spirit is getting angry, or if they're happy about something. It's like with Nellie and me leaving that doll, and seeing her in the upstairs window just waving at us because I told her I'd be back, which I haven't got there yet. I could feel that she was happy. Whenever we was in her room and she was upset about the doll, physically she was sad. I did not see the tears, but she was projecting so much sadness that the investigators that I was with, the tour guide Heather, that was with us, we were all just about to break down, like our best friend had died. She was producing all that energy of complete sadness. So yeah, they do feel.
Last
The
questions before
sweet
Nicole had to go. 30. Does sweetgrass work the same as age?
Sweetgrass is a lot of times used in. Um, well, not really. I'll just put it simply as that. We use sweetgrass really whenever we are dealing with a spirit and you have to make an offering. We will often make the corn dolls and the offering dolls out of sweetgrass. That is something we are offering. Same as with tobacco. Normally, when you're talking, Native Americans, we use the seven woods, which you can go get pine. oak, um, birch. Trying to think of the. I got the whole thing over here in my book. There's 7 woods. You can look them up. 7 woods. Make sure they're all together with lavender, and that is the best cleansing that you will ever get.
Thank you, Hagen, for saying that. Right, it's a very interesting interview.
Thank you. I just been over here rattling on.
Yep, I don't got nothing else to say.
I could sing you some Native American music here in a minute, but
Like I know, like I don't want to waste your time because I know the time is already flying fast.
yeah, it's 5:30. I'll probably have to get out of here in just a little bit, but if you do you use the 7 woods as far as cleansing, and I will give you a really easy song. Um, if you're spiritual with as is, you don't have to just be Native American. If you're one of those tree hugger people is what I like to call them. If you just have that spirit of energy within you, the best song is the Native American morning song, and it's pretty much repeating itself. So it's Windeyaho. So you repeat that. Windeyaho, ho, ho, Windeya, Windeya, Windeyaho. If you can do that one, you've got it. You got it. Windeyaho.
One day is it
You're
one
just
day Aho or
Windeyaho.
one day Aho Aho? Okay,
Yeah, that's it.
that's the first time I've ever
You
done
got
that.
it. You've got it. It's praying to the Great Spirit, and you're just asking the Great Spirit to bring down cleansing energies. Um, yeah, you're asking it to bring down cleansing energies, asking your ancestors to please guide you and help you in this time, and then you're just asking that over and over and over again. So it's really easy if you YouTube it. It's called the Morning Song, the Cherokee Morning Song. um, it'll actually go step by step and teach you how to say the words. It's all right. It's easy.
First, hold quick question: do you have a wrench? If not, I'll give you a wrench as soon as I get done with my live. I'll give you a wrench.
I have a wrench.
I was asking Para.
Oh no, Parasolo does not have a wrench.
I had to give him a wrench after my live.
Okay.
Last questions for
But
Nicole before she have to go, guys.
okay.
Hey, if you have any more questions or Parasolo, okay. If you were a cross around your neck, will they still be able to mess with you?
It all depends. Do you have complete faith in that totem? You could be holding a big lighter, and the big lighter will give you faith. You know that's something that makes you strong. If you have faith in that crucifix or that cross around your neck, and that is what you steadfast your faith in, then that's what will protect you. Crystals are the best. You do have to hold like quartz crystal. Get it used to your energies. Make sure that you charge it in the moonlight. But if you carry around quartz crystal, that'll also keep you safe. Tiger's eye. But yeah, anything that you hold in faith, if you're Buddhism, and you have your totems with you, anything that's a totem to you, then it will keep you safe. Now, as far as me, I use a lot of the crystals because I am Native American. I do use the tiger's eye. I do use, the black stone and the sandstone. And, I keep my totems with me that's got, wood carvings and animal carvings and stuff like that. That's what I hold my faith
Yep, you'll be the last one I'm giving a wrench out to Parasolo because I already have like 300 moderators.
in. You guys are so welcome. Welcome, Peggy. It's good to see you, Paris, over there.
Yep, guys, I'm about to end this before it's almost time for her to go.
Yeah. Well, thanks you for having me up. And if you ever want to have me up again, just let me know.
Okay. Yo, guys, can we get a? Can you drop your link again?
Yeah, I still believe I have it pasted. Yeah, I sure do. Yeah, if y'all need to get a hold of me about anything, you need any kind of help, any kind of, if I can help you spiritually in any way, do not be afraid to get a hold of me. Even if you say that, I want to try to speak to a loved one, I miss them, I want to know if they know I'm thinking about them. You can ask me. I mean, anything. You might have somebody that's missing, or know somebody that knows somebody that has somebody missing, and say, can you help me? Can you visualize anything? Because not only do I hear and see spirits, I can project and see through things. So it's like this case that I recently had, and I'll get through it really quickly. That I was helping somebody. I could see. I thought I was seeing a barn. What I was seeing was barn wood, and this person was actually in a box. Um, it was too late that they were already deceased, but we did find them, and that's another thing. I can project and I can see that. Like I said, if you need my help and you're asking about a specific person, make sure you send me a photo with that person, and I will do my best to get a hold of their energies and tell you all that you need to know.
Crew, thank you for subbing to Through the Veil.
Thank you, crew. I will grab you back. I think I got crew last time.
Yep, I think you did. He was here the last time when you was in the chat.
Yep, I think I got him.
Yep, I'm about to end this, guys. One more last question before before it ends, guys.
Going once, going
Going
twice.
once, going twice, gone. Thank you guys for coming to this first paranormal interview.
Thank you, Aggie. Thank you, everybody.
Oh, it's Haggy.
Aggie, yeah. I don't
Haggy.
know why did I say Aggie? I knew it was Aggie. Oh, goodness. All right.
Yeah, make sure you talk to Three Souls. I like to have them up on here as well.
Sure, I'll grab a. Can a spirit protect you? They sure can, Parasolo. I can grab that for you really quick. You're fine. But yeah, you can have a spirit protector for sure.
Yep. Thank you guys for it's our it's a good for solo because I don't want to waste her time before she had to leave.
Yeah, I just have to like run up and get my Ava.
You don't leave school until 10.
Well, she's also got to practice her poking shots too.
I
So
thought Glenn said she was doing you and him Thursday.
yeah, well, she's doing me today
Packy,
too. Sorry, I have my tech over here discussing what I'm doing this afternoon.
it's all good. Packy Hill. What is that? What's Packy Hill?
Packy Hill.
I don't know where he just anytime Parasolo. You might I might have to bring you up next as well.
Right? Grab Parasolo. He's really good.
Yeah, because I think I've seen like different other channels.
Hmm.
Yep. That's it. That's it for the live, guys. I'll catch you if I'll catch Nicole on her next live if she has me up.
Yeah, sure. Um, I am doing cards again tomorrow night. Or yeah, tomorrow night.
Thank you, Nicole, for stop. Thank you through the veil for stopping up. I'll definitely. I'll definitely shout you out on my community post. I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna say, guys, check this interview out.
Thank you for having me up here.
Yep. I'll catch you guys on the next live. Thank you, Nicole.
You are so welcome. Thanks for having me.
Okay. Thank you guys for stopping by. Make sure you guys check out Through the Veil on YouTube, guys. Awesome person. thank you, Parasolo. I'll definitely shout her out on my community page as well. As soon as I end here, I'll get you right. This was my first paranormal interview with Through the Veil. Awesome person. If you guys haven't checked her out, check her out. If you guys haven't checked, Parasol, if you want your link dropped, just put hashtag Snug, and then Nightbot will drop your link. Crew Gaming. If you haven't checked out Parasolo as well, that's another great channel. Thank you guys for all stopping by. I appreciate every one of you guys, even you, Nicole, as well. I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you guys for stopping by. I'll catch you guys on the next live. I hope you guys have a great day. Stay positive, no negative. Make sure you hug your family. Tell them you love them. Nothing but positive vibes. Have have a great evening. Have a great afternoon. Wherever you guys have a great day. Wherever you guys from. I appreciate every one of you guys. Thank you guys.